Hi, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Rituals. My name is Deborah, and this is a practice for beginners. So in this practice, we're really going to just work on setting a nice, stable foundation for those who are new to the practice. So we're going to take things slow and really focus on proper alignment in each posture. So make sure you have a yoga mat, and I'll see you soon. So we're going to start in a seated position. In the practice of yoga, we like to start by coming to our center, spending a little bit of time to connect to the body, to our breathing, and then move from that place. So I want you to be in a really comfortable position. So you can use the support of a cushion underneath you. You can even have a little chair or a stool and sit any way that you're most comfortable. It's important you don't feel uncomfortable as you're centering at the start of practice. You can have your knees together, or traditionally, we like to sit in a cross-legged position, but make sure you listen to your body. Okay, that's going to be our mantra or our focus throughout this practice, is to really listen to our body and to honor our body as we practice. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Feel your body sitting on the cushion or the floor underneath you. Sit a little bit more straight, allowing the crown of the head to reach towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. The eyes are closed, bringing your attention kind of away from whatever has passed, or preventing it from jumping to whatever is ahead. Inviting yourself to this moment, to your body, and to your breathing. So the breath is really a foundational part of this practice of yoga. So find a place in your breath that feels nice and full. Often we breathe too shallow. So start to lengthen the duration of your inhale. Lengthen the duration of your exhale. Find a comfortable breath, never straining or pushing too far. Take another couple of breaths here. And very gently, just begin to open your eyes. And again, sitting in whatever posture that you feel comfortable. So if this is hurting, you could start to just have your legs straight. Otherwise, remaining here for a moment. Just opening the neck to start the practice. You're going to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder and bring your left hand out. Actively pull your left shoulder down. Open your mouth just a little bit to relax your jaw. And then gently gaze down at your right knee. You'll feel the angle of the stretch change a little bit in your neck. And then roll your head very gently to the center as you bring your hand back to your knee. Lift your chest a little bit. Let your chin move towards your chest, but don't push too hard. Just a nice, easy stretch here. We hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. It's slowly coming back up. And take the left ear to the left shoulder. Take the right hand out. Open your mouth a little bit to relax your jaw. And then gaze down at your left knee. Again, changing the feeling of the stretch in your neck. Actively pull your right shoulder down away from your ear. Deep breath. Good. And then bring your chin to your chest, your hand back to your knee. Lift your heart. Stretch into the back of your neck. One more breath. And then come back up to center. Take a moment to relax your shoulders, relax your neck. And then we're going to move the cushion or the chair, anything you're sitting on, kind of out to the side and come to a hands and knees position. So you're going to be here. And this is a very traditional way to warm up the spine, just allowing a little bit of movement into the back. So you're going to move into a cat tuck position, which is drawing your navel in, pressing into your hands, and letting the space at the back of your heart reach towards the ceiling. Good. And then you inhale, drop your belly, feel a wave-like movement up your spine, and the heart shines forward. So you're moving consciously with the breath. The full length of the exhale, you round the spine, pulling the navel in, head moves towards the chest. Good. And then inhaling, just allowing the belly to drop down. The heart opens forward. Lift your neck. Full extension. One more. Exhale, belly in, round the spine, chin to chest. And then inhaling into cat lift position. Good. Beautiful. Then bring your knees wide, your toes touching. Go ahead and sit back into a child's pose. So you don't have to get all the way back to the heels. Just go as far back as your body allows and let your head come down, resting on the mat. Again, stay connected to your breath. Maybe reach your hands a little bit more forward, spread your fingers, activating the palms of the hands. And then gently walk your hands over towards the right. And you're going to pull back with your left hip, and you're going to feel a nice opening through the ribs of your left side body. Reach forward with your fingers and pull back with your hip. Breathe. So we're creating more space through the ribs, also for the breath. Release your head. And then walk to the other side, going towards the left, reaching the right hand up. And again, feel the stretch along the whole right side of your body, creating space for your breath. Breathe. One more breath here. And then coming back to center. And you're going to find yourself in hands and knees again. You're going to turn your toes under. You're going to keep your knees really bent. And you're going to just push back here into a modified downward facing dog with the knees bent. So you might stay here for a while just to open your shoulders. Otherwise, you start to keep your shoulders where they are and you allow your legs to straighten, kind of bending back and forth your right knee and your left knee. But again, bend the knees, push the chest in towards the thighs. And then from here, you lift and press through the heels. The weight in the hands is mostly on your first finger and your thumb, pressing the hands down so that you can extend the heart towards the front of your shins. Good. Come down to your knees. Take a break. And a breath. And go back. Hands and knees. One more time, downward facing dog. Again, knees are bent. Pressing the chest towards the front of your thighs. Hold here. Maybe you stay here for a while. As you feel a little bit more open, straighten the legs. You can stay here. And if you feel ready, start to straighten the legs as much as you can. Again, pressing the heels. The heels are a little bit wider than your toes, so your inner thighs can spiral out and back behind you. And then you're going to drop to your knees. You're going to bring this left foot forward, making sure that your knee is tracking directly over your ankle. Let your hips come as far forward as they allow. Again, in yoga, never pushing into a stretch. Really taking your time to find the full expression of the pose. Okay? So you're going to just hold here. And when you're ready, you can lift your arms up next to your ears. This is a modified high lunge. Breathe. Good. Bring your hands back down to the floor and gently step this knee back. Come back to kneeling. From kneeling, you're going to take this right foot forward. Again, never the knee over the ankle. This puts too much pressure on your knee. So you're going to have the knee directly in line with the ankle, your hips sinking forward. You allow your heart to lift up and lift your arms up next to your ears. Breathe. Again, you don't have to be in any place, really accepting your body for where it is. Breathe, hands to the floor. And then again, step this right foot kind of back into a kneeling position. Come all the way up to kneeling. Reach your hands up. And then bring them down forward, right underneath your shoulders. Okay, and from here, you're just gonna lower all the way onto your belly. So as you do, we don't wanna do this posture because it really puts too much strain on the lower back. So you're gonna lower all the way down onto your belly. Your elbows pull in towards your body, not out. And you keep a straight line as you lower down. Good, and then from here, just come up onto our elbows, coming into a Sphinx pose, letting the heart lift, a very easy back bend, letting your lower back relax. Breathe. One more breath. Good, and then you're gonna bring your hands a little bit underneath your shoulders. And this time you're gonna push into your hands, just lift your heart a little bit, come back to your knees. And then from here, remember that downward facing dog position, keeping the knees bent and holding, pressing the chest towards the thighs and releasing up. And then we're gonna come down to our knees, again, come to the kneeling position. You're gonna step your right foot forward and you're gonna step your left foot forward, just coming to the front of your mat. So another really foundational posture in yoga is the sun salutation. We do this to warm up the body, to create circulation, and to create a sense of openness for the rest of the practice. It's rarely taught slowly. So I'm gonna break down each posture so we move through it together. You can modify as you need. So you're gonna start at the front of your mat. You're gonna inhale and reach up, extending as you press down with your feet. Exhale, you fold forward. Maybe you stop halfway. From here, you're gonna bend your knees so that you can bring your hands to the floor. And you're just gonna step your right foot back into that low lunge position that we took. Okay, from here, holding low lunge, you're gonna step your left foot back into your kneeling position and come to a downward facing dog. Good, drop your knees again. And this time, remember when we lower down onto our belly, elbows in, straight line down. Inhale, you're just gonna come up to that little back bend. And then again, through your knees, find your down dog. Good. Dropping your knees, go ahead and step your right foot forward back into that lunge, low lunge here. Turn your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then a big step forward. You can do it in a few steps if you need to. Finding your way back to your forward fold, maybe half. Good, and then from here, press into your feet to lift up to standing. Good, hands come to the heart. We're gonna do that on the other side. Okay, so you're gonna inhale. Exhale, you're gonna go halfway down. Good, bend your knees. Bring your hands to the floor. Left foot steps back. Low lunge. Inhale. Good, and then exhale, step the right foot back. Come to downward facing dog. Drop your knees, inhale. Exhale, remember lowering down like a plank of wood to the floor. Inhale, you're gonna just slowly come up to cobra, as little or as big as you want. And then exhale through your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop your knees to the floor. Step that left foot forward into your lunge. Breathe in, and exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Turn the back toes under, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, big step or small steps all the way to the front of your mat. You can hold a full fold if your legs are nice and open, or a half fold if your hamstrings are a little tight. Good, and then from here, come all the way up to stand. Hands to the reach to the ceiling, and bringing them back down to the heart. Good. Then inhale, reach up again, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Step your legs, bend your knees so your hands can come to the floor, and step your legs back to that kneeling position. Okay? From here,
We're going to take the low lunge position again, right foot forward, turn your back toes under, lift the back toe, and then you're going to go ahead and push the back foot down towards your mat, and you're going to windmill your arms up to Warrior Two. So Warrior Two position is a nice lunge. Again, no knee over toe in yoga ever. So you're going to have your knee in line with your ankle, nice wide stance. Your weight goes into your back foot, lunge into your front leg. Make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of your knee. Bring your arms out to the side. Breathe. Good. Look back. Make sure your back arm is in line with your front. Make sure your torso is not reaching forward, so you want to bring it right in the middle of your body. And just gaze over your right middle finger. One more breath. Good, and then straighten this leg, and however you want, find your way back to the front of your mat. You're going to take a big step back with your right foot. Again, Warrior Two on the other side. So nice strong lunge in your front leg, push into your back foot. Your center is right above your pelvis. Go ahead and reach the back arm and the front arm. Pause and breathe. Good. Relax your shoulders. Look over your left middle finger. Good. Then you're going to straighten this front leg. You're going to turn both feet in towards each other. You're going to shorten your stance a little bit. Okay? Then you're going to turn your right foot to face the back of the mat. And you're going to have this foot angled in. You're going to move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you're going to reach here. This leg now stays straight. So you're going to reach forward as far as you can and bring this hand maybe to your thigh. If you can reach your shin, allow yourself to go there, looking up at the thumb. Trikonasana, triangle pose. It really works the whole body, pulling your right hip underneath you. Your left hip gently opens. Now bring this hand to your hip. Slowly come up to stand. Again, this foot comes in. This foot goes out. Go ahead and bring your hands to the side. Reach as far forward as you can on this side, and then bring your hand maybe here on your thigh, maybe onto your shin, reaching your right hand up, gazing, if it's okay, on your neck, at your thumb. If it hurts your neck, you can always look down. Breathe. Nice, strong foundation. Take your time. Good. Slowly come back up to stand. You're going to have both feet kind of pigeon toe in towards each other. And you're going to come down as far as your body allows. So maybe you hold here, okay? Or maybe you start to take it a little bit deeper. If you can find the floor, feel free to bring your fingers to the floor, folding, opening the back of your hamstrings, also your inner thighs. Breathe. Then relax your head, relax your neck, wherever you are. Bring your weight a little bit to the front of your feet so that you can press your hips up, up, up towards the ceiling. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, micro bend your knees, slowly come back up to stand. You're going to just kind of inch your feet back to the center, come to a standing position. It's always good to do a little bit of balancing. It helps us. We don't balance a lot as adults. As children, we're often balancing, if you watch little kids, but we stop doing that as adults. So it's really important for us to go back to a practice of balance, right? So we're going to do a modified tree pose. So option 1, you put the weight onto your right foot and you keep your toe touching on the inside, allowing your left thigh to open, your hands come to the heart, okay? Option 2 is just to take your foot to the shin and open the knee. Okay, holding here and breathing. Nice balance. Once you feel your balance, you can release the hands up, reach towards the ceiling, and extend your heart a little bit. Tree pose. Breathe. Then bring your hands to the heart and come down. Anytime we're doing a balancing posture, if you wiggle, if you fall, it's fine. You just come back into the posture and try again, right? Yoga is not a practice of perfection. Yoga is a practice of progress. Okay, so allowing your foot to be nice and straight, bringing your toe to the floor, or bringing your foot to the inner shin. Again, your hands are at the heart, finding your balance. Open the knee. And then when you're ready, reach your arm up and extend the hands. Tree pose. Maybe look down at the floor, find a point that's not moving, and bring the hands back to your heart, and slowly come to stand. Feel your weight on both feet. Keep your hands at your heart. Bring them down next to your side. Open your palms to face the front. You're going to activate your quadriceps. Tuck your tailbone under, pulling the hip bones kind of up and back. Pull your navel in. Lift your heart, shoulders down. So you're really, even in standing, you're activating your whole body. Tadasana, mountain pose. So you're here and your whole body is active in standing. You're not standing passively. We're really standing actively. So feel yourself really engaged. Take a few breaths. Good, and you're gonna reach your hands up. Keep the lower body really strong and engaged. You're gonna hold on to your wrist on the right side as you reach up, and you're gonna exhale, go over towards the left. Don't push too far. Really think about creating length, right? Over bending. Good, come back up to center. Reach again, that left hand nice and high. Hold on to your wrist. Come over to the side. Again, opening the side body. Breathe. Good, come back up, reach, look up. And then exhale, bring your hands behind your back. So you're gonna bring your hands into Yoga Mudra position, which you interlace your fingers behind your back. You're gonna really open your heart. And from here, I want you to step 1 foot forward and step 1 foot back. So your hips stay square to the front of the mat. Your heart stays open and lifted. And you're just going to lunge very slightly into your front foot. This is the foundation for Warrior One. Now, keeping your heart lifted, go ahead and lift your arms up next to your ears. Holding here. Warrior One. Good. Bring your hands back down. And step the left foot forward to meet the right. Go ahead and interlace your fingers again behind your back. Yoga Mudra, opposite thumb in the front this time. From here, step your foot back a little bit into that same lunge position, but be careful not to open too much through the hips. So if you need to widen your stance, you can widen your stance to let this right hip come forward. You're gonna open your heart and bend into your front leg. And then keeping your heart really nice and lifted, go ahead and lift your arms. Warrior One. Breathe. Now, as you lunge into your front leg, push the weight more into your back foot so you can lift a little more in the pose. Good. Slowly bring your hands down. And again, step this right foot in to meet your left. You're going to bring your toes and your feet touching each other. Bend your knees and come all the way down into a squat position. Your heels are lifted off of the floor. So you can stay at the front of your mat. I'm going to come to the middle of the mat. So maybe you can see the position a little bit better. Keep the feet lifted. You're going to balance here. Again, remember our balancing postures. So you're lift your heart, your toes and your heels are touching if possible. And then you bring your hands to your heart in a balancing squat. Again, if you wobble or wiggle, if your feet are moving, try to pull everything in towards the center of your body. Balance. Breathe. Good. Hands down. Go ahead and come onto your bum. You're going to extend your legs out in front of you. Bend your knees. Shift your weight a little bit forward. And you're just going to come very gently laying on your back. Okay, bring your feet as close to your body as you can. Ideally, you want to be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. So from here, you're going to keep your hands on the ground. You're just going to gently lift your hips up, holding here. Now feel the weight pressing into the big toe side of your foot, and start to lift your hips, holding. This is a modified bridge pose. Breathe. It's a good chance to watch your breath so you can see your belly filling up with air as you inhale, and dropping as you exhale. Good. 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. And slowly lower down. Take your time to get there. When you get down, just bend your knees and bring them kind of up, your feet up off the floor. Push your hands into your legs and push your legs into your hands. And you'll feel your lower back ground into the mat. You feel your core, your abdominal muscles engage. So this is just a very gentle core strengthening. Breathe. Resist the legs with the hands, resist the legs, the hands with the legs. And slowly again, bring your feet down. So if what we did in that back bend felt good, just repeat it. If you want to take it one step further, again, reach down, see if you can touch your heels. If not, it's okay. Okay, again, we work to progress. So you're going to slowly lift your hips. You can hold here. If you want, you begin to kind of move your body right and left so that your hands can take that position we did standing yoga mudra. So try to bring your shoulders as close together as you can. And then you lengthen through the base of your spine as you lift your hips. Breathe. Bridge pose. Another maybe 2 breaths. And slowly take your shoulders out from underneath you first. Lower 1 vertebrae at a time down. And then that same activation of the core, pressing your hands to your legs, legs to hands. Lower back pushes into the mat. Breathe. Good. And then slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. And come up to a seated position. However you want to get there is fine. So in a seated position, you're going to have your legs out in front of you. Okay, we're just going to do a forward fold. So from here, again, never rounding into your low back as we fold forward, right? You want to think about creating as much length through your spine as possible. And you have a string from your heart to your toes. You pull forward from there. You might stop here, and that's fine. Breathe into your hamstrings. Again, really creating that connection to your body. We don't have to push the body to any place it's not ready to go, right? We often think about getting into a stretch and pulling. Instead, just kind of let the stretch find its way gently and slowly. So we take our time, never straining. Taking the fold as shallow or as deep as your body allows. Breathe. Slowly come back up. Bend your knees again. Bring your hips a little bit closer to your heels. Lay down. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your left leg towards you. Interlace your fingers and take a reclining pigeon pose, opening your hip. Relax the left foot, and you can use your right elbow to push the right knee away from you as you stretch. So you're going to bring this left foot to the floor, bring your arms out wide, cross your right knee over your left, lift your hips and shift them just a little bit to the right. Then you're going to let your knees fall over to the left. So you're feeling a twist. And if you can, turn your head to look over your right hand. And again, this is a time to just deeply relax into your body, enjoying the sensations of the twist. If this feels at all too deep or uncomfortable, you can straighten your left leg. And then slowly coming back to center. Make your body straight first. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your leg, pulling the leg towards you. Again, if it's there, push your left elbow into your left knee to open your hip. And breathe. We can hold a lot of tension in the hips. Use the breath, especially the exhalation, to release the held tension that might be there. One more breath. Bringing that right foot to the floor, arms out wide. Go ahead and cross the left knee over. And again, shift the hips and bring them to the left. And then bring your knees over to the right. If you want, gaze, if you can, over your left shoulder, completing the twist. And again, if this is too deep, go ahead and straighten your right leg. Breathe. Good. Slowly back up to center. Uncross your legs, get your body straight, and pull your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side. And then stretching your legs out. We always end the practice of yoga in a pose called Savasana. In Sanskrit, this is corpse pose. So it's really a chance for us to integrate the benefits of our practice. It also marks a transition from our practice to whatever is next. We like to rush from one thing to the other. Sound familiar? So this allows us a moment of pause, a moment of presence. So your job in this posture is to do nothing. To feel yourself open, receptive, and completely relaxed. Make sure your arms are a little bit away from your body, your legs relaxed and open. Some teachers say this part of the practice is the most important. When we move from a state of doing to a state of being. If you find that your mind wanders or you think of other things, that's normal. Just bring your awareness back to your breath and the deep sense of relaxation through your body. Traditionally, we hold Savasana for at least 8 minutes. So if you have the time and the space, you can stay here. Take your time to come out of this posture. So you're just going to draw your knees in towards your chest. And gently roll over onto one side. And then pressing yourself back up to a seated position. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Notice how you feel. Thank you for practicing. It's always a joy to be a guide here on the mat. Namaste.